All right, it's time to start the show.
Let's go.
This is a stat production, baby.
I can see the new days, good vibes on my YouTube. Dark days never stay like a noonday. Here to shine light to the people. Power of three, Miss Clovinova, Mrs. Coco, Mr. Tony OG. It's the midday Monday lunch break hour for me. Clovinova note, yeah. Mondays at noon, Central. Clovinova note. Subscribe, tune in to the show. Clovinova note. Mondays at noon, Central. Clovinova note. Subscribe and tune in to the show. Let's talk about it. Who's on the line? Let's talk about it. What's on your mind? Let's talk about it. Hey Charms, you are now tuned in to Clover Nova Note. Now if you're new here, don't hit that subscribe button. And if you're returning, welcome back to KNN.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of Clovinova Notes. I am your gracious host, Miss Clovinova.
What it do? And it's me, your boy, Tony OG. What it
When
do,
you said
what
it, I
it
was just
do?
like,
Bop.
yes. Coco couldn't make it today. She's going to be back.
But we
And
see
like I said,
you representing, you got both of the girls out, so you know what I'm saying. We be counting this too today.
have Coke and Coco.
That's right.
Right.
We making it work.
Yeah. So we are in Pride Month. Happy Pride Month to everyone celebrating. Happy Pride Month to all of the community and the allies. I hate when people know I'm on a show and they're trying to contact me and they're texting me and stuff. I'm just going to ignore it. So you guys hear little ding things. I'm just going to keep going with the show. So yeah, this is Pride Month. So I'm excited about. I'm excited and I'm a little conflicted about it too, and we'll get into that later. But Tony LG, how was your week?
Oh, my week. These last couple of weeks have been crazy. But met with all sorts of good things. Oh, is that she be? That she be?
Coco.
Hey. I love it. Oh yeah, these last 2 weeks has been great. It's been filled with so many wonderful blessings. I would just say, we'll get more into those a little bit later on today, but got some new accolades. Singing.
I said, okay, blessings.
I know. It's been really good. I got some major accomplishments. I was finally able to just hammer down some new things within the community. I'm so excited about, especially when it comes to LGBTQ plus community. So I got an announcement to make on that one, and then some professional things that's going in, and it's just been so great. It's been so great. So. But yeah, for right now,
Since a little slight glow, is that? You got something
yeah,
to
I
say.
guess so.
There's a glow.
Yeah. Everything's been going well. Everything's been going well. We've been doing our thing. So, but yeah, so I have our in-laws are here. A little light on, I think a little dark. But my in-laws are here, and they got their little baby with them. So it's always good to see the little pitter-patter little feet running around the little house. As she doing her thing. But it's been good. The kids started summer camp today. So they are out the house, thank you, Jesus. And so they're doing the thing. But that's all going on with me from the start, though. I'll let you go here. What's going on with you? How has your last couple of weeks been?
My last few weeks have been a blessing. I do want to make a major announcement though for today as well. Today is my mom's birthday, so shout out to Mama. Happy birthday to Mama.
Happy birthday to you.
Yes. She turns 21 today, so she's legal and she's of age. She can go out and go to the club and party. So shout out to mom. I just
With
came
a
from
pocket full of dubs. Hey.
yeah, yeah. She got her hair done yesterday. Yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Today it
Mm-hmm.
don't look like it.
Oh,
Yesterday it was done.
don't
Promise
do it. Don't do
you.
it.
It's okay. She
Leave
don't
my
sleep
detail
fitting,
out.
so I had to touch it up a little bit for her. But we're supposed to go out to one of the new restaurant we discovered. I don't want to give it out yet, but a new restaurant we discovered on
Oh,
South suburbs. So she want to go there. She
okay.
been talking to my dad all day, but all this week
Mm-hmm.
I've just been like, we had ended the last show we done with mental health, and last week, you guys, we were not on the show because I had to get my mental health back. You know, I had to protect my mental health. I had to nourish my mental health. It's very important um, when you have a lot of responsibilities and a lot of things in play. So I hope you guys enjoyed Mental Health Month. Now we're talking about pride, the good and the bad, but we're starting with the evolution of pride. Um, and I've dug a little note. I took some notes about stuff that I didn't even know about pride, like how it started and stuff. And I was really intrigued by the how can I say happy birthday, man? I was intrigued by how it all came to be, how we started with pride parades and everything about the Stonewall and everything. It was very, very enlightening, and I'm hoping that I have my notes in order because I got some on my tablet, some written down. So I'm gonna try to do these in order. I know Tony, I know you got a spread, so we're gonna start with you, and then whatever.
No, starting with you, ma'am. Starting with you, ma'am.
No, we always start with me, and then you do the spread,
No,
and
we
then
don't. No, we
I will
don't.
itty bitty presentations out the way.
No, not true.
No, you don't have a spread today.
I just got little announcements. That's all, just by myself. So not about pride specifically, but please, you go.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yep.
since I'm the only one that did my homework,
Oh
um,
no, wait a minute. I didn't say that. See, look at you. I tell you, you
no, I'm
give a
just playing.
bitch
I'm just playing.
a minute and she take
Um,
a mile. That's it.
Another thing I want to say also, you guys did not submit your June birthdays, so I'm assuming that nobody that watches this channel birthdays in June, or they don't know nobody that they know have a birthday in June. So, but I do. My mom's birthday is today, and my sister Sierra's birthday is on the 8th. So happy birthday to mom and my sis. Happy birthday, guys. Okay. So, the evolution of pride actually started with the Stonewall incident, riots, and everything. There was a club in New York called the Stonewall Inn. It was a Stonewall Inn bar, and I did not know. Okay, this was like 1969, but it was illegal to sell liquor to gay people in the bar.
Yeah, heard about that.
Illegal, okay? So there were random police raids in the Stonewall bar. They were getting harassed. And actually, the Stonewall Inn bar was owned by the mafia. The only reason we have a Stonewall bar was because the mafia ran it and they paid off police $1,200, around $1,200 a month to overlook the fact that there was a gay club serving alcohol to people. Um, I don't know how much you guys know about it, but also the liquor that they were serving in the club was in dirty glasses because they didn't have no plumbing. And it
Mm,
sparked like a slight hepatitis outbreak or whatever. But people were still going. Like, they was like, hey, it's only club. We gonna go. And we gonna drink us some dirty liquor. So that was very interesting. So when the raid happened, June 28th, actually, the raid happened. And I'm reading my notes. It said there was no warning. They had warrants. They roughed up people. They they arrested people for bootlegging liquor, actually, and other violations. And they called it criminal mischief and disorderly conduct that gay people were gathering in the club. So we've come a long, we've come a long way, you guys. Actually, during that time, also, there were two transgender activists. The most famous one I know about was Marsha P. Johnson. There's another one, Sylvia Rivera. I didn't know much about Sylvia Rivera. I've seen pictures and videos of Marsha, but apparently they were together. They kind of like cultivated the riots and stuff. So New York prevented people of the community to gather in public. Like you couldn't be out just kicking it like we do now. And speaking of blessings, we have come a very, very, very long way. And when I told you about the mob that owned the club, his name was Fat Tony. They called him Fat Tony. It was real name was Tony. I want to say Tony Loria. He bribed the 6th district precinct for $1,200 a month. Because they called it, when they got together in these clubs, they called it disorderly houses, which is crazy when you think about it today. But then 1970, when they celebrated the Stonewall, the riots and stuff, the following year, that's when they had the first march for Pride, and they gathered people from the neighborhood. People were coming, and they were supporting. They gathered allies for the march, and the word spread so far that other states started celebrating the Stonewall riots with parades. So that's where the parades came from, Stonewall. So, let me see. Get my other notes together. See. Okay, early gay pride events, also called Freedom Day or Gay Liberation Day, were often sparsely attended and encountered protests, particularly because of the outlandish costumes. Now listen, today, the costumes are just, they thought that was outlandish. Today we have very outlandish costumes, and we're more free to express ourselves in the parades. I can't remember the last parade I went to. I'm not sure what the last parade that Tony I went to. If you can hear me, Tony, I wanted to ask you that. That was a question of mine in this little segment. What was the last parade you attended?
Right. Let's see. Last parade I attended would have to have been
Yes, Coco, that's very heartbreaking. We.
last year. Yeah. I think last year was the last parade I went to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I'm planning on trying to go to a parade this year. So, well, I need to go to a parade this year now that I got some things that have fell into place, so I ain't got no choice. Actually, I will be at a parade this year. Not I need to, because we're doing the float later this in 2 weeks. So I'll be on the float
Is
here
that the
on.
announcement you were holding back from what you wanted to tell us?
It's part of the announcement. It's part of the announcement. Yeah.
What's the other part of the announcement?
Yeah.
Since we're on the announcement of the float.
That's part of it. I'll announce it later. I'll come back.
Okay,
Give me
so
5. No.
my last bit of the evolution that I took in. Now, trust me, this is not the only start of Pride. This is what I've learned about in New York. So in 1978, that's when the gay flag was introduced, and this is another thing I didn't know, that each color represented something. I thought it was just like a rainbow, but each color had its own significance. So, what's his name? Gilbert Baker created the first gay flag in 1978, and it started with 8 colors. So there was
Mhm.
hot pink was represented by sexuality. Red was for life. Orange was for healing. Let me see if I can pull up these pictures real quick. Okay, there we go. So They don't have pink on this one. This is the new one, you guys. This is the one updated. So as you
Right.
see, let me get this off here so you can see. Purple is for spirit. Blue is for harmony. Green, my favorite color, nature. Sunlight is for yellow. Healing is for orange. Red is for life. Now, these other colors that was introduced later, inclusivity was brown, and black was diversity. So these are the meanings of these colors, you guys. So don't stop saying we stole the rainbow and all this stuff. Like, you know, God didn't give the rainbow to the gays. This is meaning behind the colors, you know. And I found it very interesting that we done it. Oh, and I was telling you about Marsha Marsha P. Johnson. This is Marsha P. Johnson. This was back when it
Mm-hmm.
was illegal. If you were assigned a sex at birth, it was illegal for you to wear more than 3 pieces of clothing of the opposite gender. So if you felt you were trans back in the day, you only could go so far with how you represented yourself. So we've come a long way. And here
Yeah.
is Ms. Rivera, Sylvia Rivera. Um, and this is the pictures from the riots in 1970 for Pride.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's this updated
A mural.
wall to pay tribute to them. I think her favorite line was "Pay it no mind." um, so this is them together marching in the riots. This is the first march of Gay Pride. The club Stonewall. This is what it would look like back in the day. This is where
Mm-hmm.
it was underground, very low key. But as today, you see, it's very lit up, very like, you know, here as it is. It's a landmark in New York.
Vibrant. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very vibrant, very expressive and everything. Um, so yeah, I don't want to go without showing my little pictures off, my little spread, you know what I'm saying? Um, Thank you, Coco. I'm proud, girl. You know, we don't. I
That's right.
know you hate when I say this every show, but we're the perfectly imperfect show. So this is my version of educating kids on how we got to the freedoms
We
we
gotta
have.
teach the children, honey. We gotta
Yes, we
teach
have
the
to.
children.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's go. So let's see. The design was made by San Francisco artist Gilbert Baker and has been adopted worldwide. The following year, a 6-color flag, which is in common use today, appeared: red, orange, yellow, green, blue. Harmony replaced the art as symbolized by blue in the flag and purple/violet, particularly because of the unavailability of some of the fabric colors. So, yeah. Okay, so
Yeah.
that's the evolution. That's how it all started. It's crazy that we started our freedom with a riot. Because before that, it was very low key. It was
Yeah.
very underground. People were getting harassed. This is back when bottles were being thrown at the community. Um, and speaking of mental health, I could just imagine the mental health crisis that we were facing back in the day, having this feeling inside that you couldn't express because of the world being against you.
Yeah.
So shout out to Marsha P. Johnson and Sylvia Rivera for leading that march and for everyone that was involved with the Stonewall riots. I feel like I think I read that there were not many people left to tell the story about how it all started. There were some articles, whatever, that stated some responses from people that were involved when they were alive. Um,
Yeah.
so where's the question I had? Hold on one second. So I had a question of so fast forward to today. Listen, today there are there are there are some things being put in place today to take away everything we've worked hard for, everything that we've fought for, all of the freedoms that we were granted finally, the rights and everything. They're trying to reverse that. You know, I know the show's about the evolution, but we have to talk about this today because a lot of people are not aware of what's going on with the
Hmm.
rights that we have. Um, Before the Stonewall riots, LGBTQ individuals had generally not broadcast their sexual orientation or identity, but the event galvanized the gay community and sparked greater political activism. Okay, this is some facts. Okay, 1978 was perhaps the first recognized symbol of gay pride, made its debut at the San Francisco event, the rainbow flag. Okay, just gonna run through them. The flag, with its 8 colors, was designed by San Francisco artist. Okay, I already said that part. Sorry. So today, a total of 383 education-related bills have been introduced so far this year, more than twice the number of such bills introduced last year, according to ACLU, which is the American Civil Liberties Union, data as of April 3rd. 200, okay, 83. Education. Florida, we know Florida was trying to take away the whole don't say gay in school, and
Yeah.
Tennessee is trying to ban the drag shows, and it's very sad. Like drag shows, like because of children. Like I've done drag shows. I've never seen kids at a
There
drag show.
shouldn't be any kids. If you got your kids at a drag show,
Right. If you're gonna ban
at the club,
exactly.
or there's more issues that needs to be talked about versus them being at it because of the drag performance. It's the fact you got them there where people are drinking, where people are maybe smoking, and
Hmm.
all sorts of things, and there could potentially be other things going on that you worried about just the performer on the stage who is laughing, joking, having a good time. Well, bye, whatever. I
And
mean,
if you're gonna
it
ban that,
baffles
you have to
me.
ban like cabaret, you have to ban burlesque, all that stuff. You have to ban
That's
all that
true.
because
That's
why
true.
not hold the parents accountable for bringing their children to a club? Like why ban the whole establishment of drag show? Like that's so you're gonna ban RuPaul's show on TV? They have drag shows on TV now. So how
Right.
they're going? It's on TV. They're gonna see it, and it's like so. Yeah.
Ridiculous.
If you're an ally, I would definitely pay attention to the laws that are being passed. Some of which I didn't even know. Um, like this one, state legislators have introduced 4 times as many healthcare related anti-LGBTQ bills and twice as many educated related bills so far in 2023 than they did in all of 2022. Drag performances are also under heavy scrutiny for the first time. So this is like something new. They're really trying to eradicate the community, starting
Yeah,
with
the
trans
culture.
folks. You know,
Ridiculous.
yeah, and personally, yes, I don't believe that any child minor should be going through any kind of hormonal sexual reassignment, anything. I don't agree with that. But in doing that, that's going to trickle down to even the healthcare, the people who have already transitioned. They're trying to sneak through the back doors toward a sense of removing all of the hormonal and health related care that so many transgender people have and need. And it's sad. It's very sad.
Hold on one second.
Oh, okay. So so several states have introduced forced outing bills, which requires teachers in schools to notify parents of children who identify um, as the opposite gender they were assigned at birth. How invasive is that? Like as a child, you're told you could be anything you want to be. You be yourself. You let children grow into who they are. I believe the children are the future. You teach them well and let them lead the way. Could never have been a more valid statement than now. And it's really sad. They're removing books from school that teaches about. And what better way to learn about sexuality, and to know that a lot of kids today are learning earlier who they are than we was back in the day, because all we had was the parents telling us who we are, what we should be, what we should do. Now that kids have a look, not kids, but the youth have a more power in their voice, and their voice is heard better than it was before. We're stifling kids. I feel like it's stifling their growth a little bit. Like, how freeing is it to be yourself? Just simply be who you are. And how miserable it has to be to live according to what other people say you should be. I know for me, when I was growing up, at least until I was about 16, that was the drag for me. Drag was pretending that I was who everyone else wanted me to be. And it's so liberating when you could be yourself and express yourself, and have your own mind for a change. Um, it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking to know that these laws are being put in place when we have so much bigger things, like Tonio said earlier. We have so many other things to worry about. You know, how about we might not have an earth if we don't fix the climate? Why are we worried about what people are dressing like, looking like, who they're loving? You know, it's very sad. If you guys have someone in your family that's part of the LGBTQ IA plus community, it's very important to support, to love on them, because, like I said, we just talked about mental health, and this here leads to so much, um, so many mental health crises, and suicides and depression and anxiety and all kind of things, which prevents them from excelling in life. I just really want people to,
Yeah, we just got to support. We got to definitely support, and we have to be aware. I think to your point, um, is just being aware of what's going on within your states, being aware of what's going on within your communities, what's happening federally as well, just and being a support system to, your family members, your friends, all of those individuals that are around you, just your neighbor, right? Just having some type of human decency. I do agree as well when it comes to just children, these babies. Okay, when you come to these babies, they need direction, they need assistance, they need help, they need support.
yeah,
So knocking them down if they're not feeling great about themselves is not helping them out mentally at all. It's definitely being having an adverse reaction to their behavioral health. So that's not a great thing to talk about as well. And then to your point a little bit too earlier, Chloe, when you talked about just the transition or the evolution that we've had so far. There's people that have died just for us to have the ability to talk to one another and to represent our community. Um, this starting off at Stonewall and the Pride March, what does it really mean? It's turned to a party, but there's still the meaning behind it
yeah,
that's very important to remember. So I love the fact that you brought up all those key points because it's extremely important, and we all must remember those things. Um, and with that, I just like to say that I don't think that I would have had the opportunities that I have had in my life over the years without those individuals starting out the way that they have, being able to be out and proud, as I am today, married to my husband with our children, and being able to represent my community in so many different ways. Now, I joined the military back in the day when Don't Ask, Don't Tell was still a thing, right? And I think I spoke about this a little bit before, but Don't Ask, Don't Tell came around in 2015.
yeah,
Excuse me, 2014, and I joined in 16. So, and it was repealed in '09. I didn't retire until 2019, 18. So I was there through uh, 14 of the 16 years it was implemented. it was ridiculous. It was difficult. It was hard.
And I was there in 1999.
So I
Um,
mean, yeah,
and it was very hard for me to, and that's when I was just discovering who I am, and
yeah,
coming out and around the military and people that I couldn't relate to was very challenging for me.
yeah, big
I
time.
which is why I left. Once I expressed who I was to people, I was
Yeah,
alienated, ostracized, I was counted out, I was teased, I was a joke of everyone. So it was like
hmm, yeah. It's
people
difficult.
we're all human. At the end of the day, we're all human. It shouldn't matter who anyone is sleeping with, as long as they're not, you know, harming anyone. There are not children involved. There's not, in any. I want to know what the threat is with the government and LGBTQ. I don't understand. If
Well,
they watched us grow and we're fighting for rights that basic humans have, like it started with the bathroom, I think, as far as I can remember, as far as this whole era. People going to the bathroom. We've been here. We've been going to the bathroom, and I think it's giving the impression that we just start transitioning. Like now, people are trans. This has been going on as long as humanity. We just didn't have the titles we have now. We didn't have name. We didn't have you know titles for it. But we've been going to the bathroom. What do you think we've been doing before they started saying, knowing that we've been going to the bathroom? We've been doing it. So it's
right,
confusing to me that this is a topic in the government. There's no escalation of violence, and we're not like terrorizing people. So what do you think? What do you think the problem is with the government and trying to eradicate us? What do you think? Because I have a theory, but what do you think it is?
are you talking to me?
Yeah, what do you think the threat is with LGBT
Well,
community
well, I
and the
don't
government
think it's,
after these laws?
and I just want to be, um, let's say cautious, but I just want to be clear, right? When we say the government, exactly what does that really mean? I think that there are definitely some leaders that are in Congress that have a specific internal motive when it comes to it, and they like to lean back on their religious preferences. And then when you look at that, that's a personal preference. Your religion should not dictate my state of being. Right. So, I mean, there are so many different religions that are out here that everyone practices because we have a freedom of speech, a freedom of belief
Exactly.
within this country specifically. So if we're talking about that country, our country specifically, the United States, then we should be able to believe and feel and act and treat people the way that we want, as long as it isn't illegal. So, but when you make things illegal due to your personal religion, then
Mm-hmm.
that is an issue. We're founded on um, a freedom of religious beliefs, not under one singular religious religion. So, and I think that that has been lost in translation over the years. And due to that, we have these elected officials that are, again, um, afflicting or deflecting or efflect or reflecting their beliefs onto us and telling us you have to believe as I believe, and since I believe this way, then you can't do this or you can't be this way, or this is what's going to really happen. No, it's not going to really happen. Your ignorance is showing, right? And back in the day, you just say your slip is showing, your ignorance is showing. Okay, so I think that's what the problem is. I think that's what I believe the issue is. So when we say, and just to put that out there, just for everyone to really understand, when we're talking about the government, we're talking about those individuals that are within the government system that are pushing their personal beliefs and agendas onto the rest of the American society and community. Because I do believe that just from a military perspective, there are a lot of military entities out there that are doing better. Um, For example, one of the things I was going to share today, and I'll go ahead and I'll share that for you guys right now, is that here in San Antonio, down here where I be, one of the biggest things is our this is military city, right? If anybody knows about San Antonio, Texas, is declared or considered being mill city. So with it being military city, and it's also our medical mecca. So the Navy, the Air Force, and the Army are the three branches of the service that all have a medical component to it, and we all support the other two branches. Um, this is where they come to all the training things of nature. Well, one of the biggest things that they've done this year, which I'm going to share, so if you're in the area, please come and check it out, is the fact that the METCO, the Medical Center of Excellence, is honoring Pride Month observance this year, which is freaking excellent. This is just like night and day. Wasn't doing it even when I was there. We had like a little ceremony here and there or whatever, but this is post-wide this is distributed out at various uh, social media platforms where they actually talk about this. So I'm just very proud the fact that they even went as far as to put this together, get some veterans in to really talk about their stories, talk about, diversity and just how we can just be more inclusive when it comes to our LGBT plus community and everyone that's either an ally or even a part of the community itself. So this is something that's just really exciting that um, that I'm excited to see. That's right, Miss Coco. It's a lot of political, right? And yes, the presentation is about to start now, bitch. Don't come for me, okay? Don't come for me. All right. Anyway, told you I'll be coming later. Anywho, so this is one of the things I just really want to talk about. Segueing a little bit into my own personal achievements, and I've been so excited about what's been going on these last few weeks. One of those is you have a lot of our big Fortune 500 companies or organizations that are also celebrating its members. And I was one that was actually honored this year. And what that means is that they actually put out a quote that I had from my own organization. So, yeah, so that was just really exciting itself. So, and what I state here, being thrilled as part of ERG, and that's employee resource groups, like our pride at UHG, meaning United Health Group is the name of our organization itself, just how we support and we have this space just for all of our people of our community. So it was exciting to be able to be featured on our universal platform, on different social media platforms as well, and being asked first. This was a nomination someone did that seen my work within the community and also within the organization itself and said, hey, Antonio, would you mind giving us a quote? So I was excited to see this personally, how this went on.
What are the eyes giving? The eyes are gazing.
Yes, they are. I'm smizing. I'm a big, huge fan. Tyra taught me well, honey. She taught me well. So that's one of the things. Another one of the great accomplishments that happened over this past few weeks is me being elected as vice president for our 2023 board of directors here in San Antonio, LGBT Chamber of Commerce.
You've been booked.
So, yes. She has been booked and busy. So it's officially nominated and voted in by not only my peers, but also by the community as well. So this was very exciting to know that that my works and my efforts haven't been for naught, and they've actually been seen, heard, and acknowledged. So serving the community and looking at all of our businesses and our organizations that we have within San Antonio, making sure that the LGBT community is being recognized, supported, and that they are also being acknowledged at the highest points of Congress within our city and our state. And one of the ways I'll be able to do that which is one of my last announcements that I had, is I was also accepted into the Master Leadership Program here for Greater Antonio.
Oh,
Greater San Antonio. So,
I like
yeah,
how you said that, the Great Antonio.
yeah, it's a Greater San Antonio area is what it's called. But yeah, but yeah. So it was really, really good. And what this program does is actually puts me on the steps of our congressional team here within the city and also within the state of Texas. So I can go in and fight for causes for all the nonprofit organizations that we have within the greater San Antonio area, and it bleeds over into Texas as a whole, and really just focus on our needs and where we need to be. So, yeah, so these type of things I was just super uber excited about. I just wanted to share with everybody out there in Cloverland and just let you guys know that I really appreciate all you guys coming on, supporting what we're doing here, supporting just LGBTQ community as a whole, whether being a part of it or being allies, just really being open, as we always say, for our imperfect, be perfect show that we have here is because everybody is perfect, no matter whatever flaw you may have, whatever piece or thought that you may have, someone's told you negative about yourself, just know that you are important, you are enough.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that was just a little something I wanted to share with everyone and let you guys know just how exciting these past few weeks have been for me. So thank you, calculations.
Congratulations, congratulations.
Thank
Tony
you.
behind the scenes, trying to break his way into Congress. I need you. A few years, you'll be running for mayor. Can't wait for that. Then everything's gonna change, baby. Everything.
Don't know about the bear piece, my
I
20s
mean,
were a little.
you got the steps now, honey. When you start talking about, why should we vote for you for mayor? Well, A through 285.
Oh goodness, just
But
a
yeah,
mess.
that's very important to see people working for, just the good of the community. We've come a
Yeah,
long way.
we
We
have.
we have survived a lot, and we didn't come this way to just give it up to go back into it's almost, see, this is a little controversial what I'm going to say. Controversial what I'm about to say. It's almost equivalent to how Trump said make America great again. It's almost like that. It's almost like a whole let's go back to when they were like afraid to come out and be themselves. Let's go back. Let's make it like that again. It's like they're trying to reverse everything we've done. Like Trump tried to reverse everything Barack did. The government is now trying to reverse everything that our leaders from the community has, sacrificed it and did for us so we can have the freedoms we have now. No, we had to hear it with the charms. Yes. Um, we toasting later. Yeah, I'm toasting now. I'm drinking to it now. So
Let's go.
to backtrack a little bit to the question of the day, I do want to ask
Hmm.
you, I do want to know your opinion of what do you guys think about the what they call it, the forced outing, where they are now trying to make it so that teachers are alerting the parents about students who identify differently, as if
Teachers. Let me
kids
say it
don't have.
again.
Okay, so there's a it says some states have introduced forced outing. Like if you're in school and you're like, no, I'm not a boy, I'm a girl. They're requiring teachers to notify the parents, like this is a problem. Your
Hmm.
child is not identifying as the birth assigned to them. Um, this is actual real. This is not, speculation.
So, so just to clarify. So we're saying that there's a bill on the floor in some states that are requiring teachers to notify the
The parent.
child that is self-identifying not as their sign, or excuse me, as their birth gender,
Hmm.
to their parents or to the parents of everyone in that class. So, because there's a difference, right? Because if it's your child and your child is coming to school and saying, "Hey, and they were born a girl and they said they're a boy. Hey, I'm a boy. I want you to call me this name instead of this name." Um, then the parent probably already knows this 9 times out of 10. If it's a big nowadays. The big chunk of time the parents already know. Maybe not back in the day, when we were kids, but nowadays the parent probably already knows.
Hmm.
However, if we're saying that the teacher is going to notify all of the parents in that kid's classroom, that's a
Mm.
whole different thing. A whole different thing.
Yeah,
So, which one are we saying?
I don't think it's all the parents. It says, okay. It says several states have introduced forced outing bills, which would require teachers to alert parents when it. See, it does says parents. I don't know if
Parents
that means
with,
mother and father or it means the parents. When a
uh-huh.
student begins going by a different name or pronouns, even without the consent of the student, 60 of the education-related bills introduced this year are forced outing bills, according to ACLU data. These bills rely on this sort of paranoid idea that teachers are secretly encouraging your kids to identify as trans and then not telling you about it, said Brandsetter. He says it's fundamentally important that all young people feel that they can build trust with the people that they spend most of their day with, which are their teachers.
Uh-huh. That's ridiculous.
So
It's
the rest of the 200 and some odd bills.
yeah.
What are we
That's
doing?
interesting.
Like, why is this a thing?
Yeah, forcing your child to be okay. Yeah, it's. Mm, 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 mm.
283 to be exact. 283
If
bills.
I Yeah, if you as an educator, your job is to relate. Your job is to, make that individual, that child, that human feel comfortable when they come to you, and that they, know that you are a safe space. And if you come to them for advice about something and say, "Hey, I want to say this in confidence," or, for example, for example, one of my sons, when he started school, the teacher said, "How does he prefer to be called? Is there a name, a nickname that he actually goes by?" They actually ask you these questions, right? So, and he goes by his middle name. He doesn't go by his first name like I did when I grew up. I went by my middle name. Everybody knows me by my middle name growing up, all my family and friends. So, as I became an adult and I had to start utilizing my legal first name, right? People, my family, like, what? Okay, yeah, let me try to work that out. But everybody don't still call me my first name or my legal first name. Most people still call me my middle name, and that's fine. It's okay. And those are the people I know me or been around me since I was a kid. But for
Yeah.
the most part, they asked that question already in school. What do you want to be notified as? How do you want to be? Not who do you want to be identified as? Because they don't say, "Hey, little boy," "Hey, little girl." We've taken that out of conversations already when it comes to acknowledging kids and whatever, and boys and girls does line up or whatever. Maybe as a holistic thing, they maybe still say that, but I don't think the direction is even being given that way. We're calling them Mister and Mrs. Whatever your name is. Hey, Mister G or Mister Antonio, or hey, Miss Clova, sit on down, please. Miss Clova, I need you to go ahead and get your books out and get ready for class. That's what the teachers are teaching them. How to address individuals,
Exactly.
um, you know, politely and things of that nature. Not if they want to be, well, I don't know. I think it's just we're getting too much in the weeds with this. We're just really just trying to strangle individuality and try to make this a
Yeah.
whole monopoly and a monolith, if you will, on how people should be viewed. This is not, and this is see, this is a slippery slope. This is how things went down with Adolf Hitler, right? He went out. If you are not this, then you're going to be this. If you believe in this religion, then all of you need are less than, and you're going to be encampments. This is what happened with black people. We're going to be all niggas if you're this one, the paper bag rule, the one drop of blood rule, all of this stuff. We're just so close and slipping back into the same mindset of if you are gay or a part of the LGBTQ plus community, then this is what we need to do to minimize your freedoms. Why? What's the fear? Where
You're
is the
threat.
fear? It's ridiculous. It's horrible. But for the question of the day, I think this is great, and we're really interested to hear what everyone out there listening has to say about this. Please put your comments down below. Make sure that if you want something to say, please let us know about it, because we are so interested in see what your thoughts on this as well, because it is
Yeah.
ridiculous,
And speaking of hearing your
ridiculous.
thoughts, oh, wait, she want to take a guess at your middle name.
Who's taking the guess? Oh, no, 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 none of those. Absolutely not. But nice try though.
Coco, already.
Even
I had to. Well,
you slipped up once or twice and you said it, but I think that it's funny too, because the three names you put down there, Eugene, Lee, and Earl, are all uncles' names that I have. Yeah,
wow, wow, that
they
is
are.
so.
Yeah.
Well, I know 1, 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Listen, I'm ready to open the phone line so we can wrap
Let's get
this
it.
segment up. We're going to go through the note box. You guys, remember, put your comments or your topics in the comments. Hashtag whatever the topic is. We'll write it down. We'll throw it in here. And then maybe the next show, your comment or topic will be put in the box. Okay. So
And
we're
while
going to open
she's
this up.
shaking that box, y'all make sure y'all remember now.
All right. Let's put the topic out of here. And it says, best female rapper.
Oof. Lord have mercy. That is a
Best
hard
female rapper.
question.
It ain't hard for me. I'm
Oh,
stopping saying. I have several, but since I'm from the shy to the town, I'm gonna have to just go ahead and go with Miss Shauna. Shauna Worldwide. I think she's the most underrated artist,
that's not the question though.
favorite
You
female
said
rapper.
underrated. Oh,
No,
okay.
I said she's the most underrated artist, but it says
Uh-huh.
favorite female rapper.
Okay. So
She's
you
my
think that she
favorite.
is a favorite female rapper?
Yeah, she's my favorite female rapper. I have several. Like
Okay.
I said, she's definitely top 5, top 3 actually. She's top 3 for me.
Wow.
I'm not joking, Coco.
Wow.
I'm not joking.
No, she was saying that she knows my middle name. She was just joking.
Oh, okay. I got you saying. I read it
Yeah.
wrong now.
No, yeah. She was going back with him. There's a common name in our family. Um,
Oh,
yeah. So I would have to say, oh my goodness, this is so hard for me. Okay, because I'm thinking lyrics, right? Lyricists who are coming and they talking about. I mean, the flow and the vibe is great, but I'm talking about somebody that's actually just like coming in and telling you what it is, what's happening, what's going on, and all that jazz. You know what I'm saying? Because people they got great flow and they sound good, but they ain't
mm-hmm.
talking about nothing. It's like what the fuck? Oh, this stuff's popping, this is it. You know what I'm saying? This is cool.
Yeah.
This is what's up. But you ain't saying shit. So um, when I think about that, I gotta go old school. I gotta go old school. I think a lot of the lyricists or rappers nowadays, they cool. It's all right, but it's like you're not talking about, because at this point in my life, it's like who has been or was talking or is still talking about what's happening in the world today, who's making that change, who's building a better community, talk about stuff like that. So when I think about that, I can't just do one. I have to do two or three. Can we change up a little? We got to change up a little bit and do three.
I mean, yeah, if you're talking about the favorite lyricist or favorite conscious rapper,
I
then it
mean,
would be somebody else. But as far as when I hear a favorite female rapper,
yeah, yeah. So what does that mean? Okay, what does that mean to you? Let's say that, because for me, it has to be the lyrics, has to tie in. It has to be relevant. It has to be life changing for me. When I hear that question, it's that who does that for me when I think about them and the words that they say. So when I think this is EVE, I think EVE has a great style. I love EVE. I think that she's like one of those people that has her flow is she always in the pocket, her rhythm, her vibe,
but
you know,
her
her,
lyricism
her,
was
her lyricism, it rolls hard too. Her lyricism goes
she's
fucking
a good
hard.
storyteller
It
in her music.
it does. It does. But for me, it has to be. It sits for me in the sense of Queen Latifah. It sits for me for in MC Light. You know what I'm saying? When I think about lyricists, when I think about lyrics, when I sit back, Lauren Hill.
More here.
You know what I'm saying? That's just it. And then the last, but definitely not least for me, has to be. Oh my goodness. Well, already said MC Light, already said Queen, and then I said Lauren. Um, yeah. Those would be my three. I have to go three. I can't do just one. I mean, they are like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Foxy was cool. Foxy was cool.
Foxy. Foxy was the Aldi's version of Little Kim. I'm just saying.
Oh, not the Audis.
Foxy was just like Aldi's Little Kim. She
It's so
was.
funny. Not the
I'm
Audi
how I
version of
feel.
the.
I'm sorry.
I will not participate.
I'm just
Yeah,
saying. People
yeah.
mention Foxy Brown, I'm like, oh, the bootleg version of Little Kim. Okay,
Yeah,
just saying. I think
yeah.
Foxy spent too much of her career trying to compete than to try to work on her craft. That's just insane.
Mm, mm,
You know,
yeah.
Foxy had this dark skin versus light skin or lighter skin. I don't know. I couldn't get caught up in Foxy Brown because I kept thinking about who she's talking about. It was so much dissing going on. But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
um, it's definitely Shauna for me, and Shauna's been kind of like the underdog for me. So I always have a soft spot for Shauna when it comes to like favorite female rap because she has a unique. You know what? Shauna is like the female Ludacris, and Ludacris is a very dope rapper, and not just
Mm,
because he's a conscious rapper, or whatever. It's because his animation. I love energy with
mm-hmm,
music. The
mm-hmm.
music could be good. What you're saying could be good, but how you deliver it is
Yeah,
everything. That's just me.
yeah,
Everybody has their own little taste in music, whatever. There's no right or wrong answer to that anyway.
yeah.
But
Yeah, that cadence have to be on that rhythm, that beat, that groove. You got to be in it. You got to be on it.
mhm.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
Okay, so
Yeah, peeps,
it's
we're
time, you
there.
guys. It is time. We are going to open the phone lines if you guys want to call in and give your opinion about anything we've said today. Feel free to do so. Um,
That's the best. Girl, bye. Yeah, too funny.
So the phone line is open, you guys. Call in if you want to comment on anything we said today. Your opinions matter. Your voices matter. We're going to take a couple calls and we'll end the show. Thank you guys for rocking with us. I hope you guys are sharing this on your social media pages. I hope you guys have clicked that bell. So next time we're live, you'll be at the beginning of the show. And Yeah. What happened? We had a call and it's gone. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay, whoever called, call back again.
Let's get it. That's right.
Let's go. Let's go.
It's definitely been a great show. I
Six
hope you
seven
guys
eight
have a little.
825 5566. Talk KNN, you guys.
So let's talk about it. But thank you guys so much for joining. We really appreciate y'all, everybody out there.
Yes.
Make sure y'all put everything in. We got Miss Coco still popping in, talking about what about Remy?
Remy is, see, I said she's not, Shauna is top 3. Remy is definitely a dope artist. Remy, her
Mm,
freestyles, her delivery. Remy is the blueprint of the rap. Remy's keeping the blueprint alive with original
mm,
rap. Nowadays, it's like melodies and everybody's trying to rap with this certain melody, halfway singing. Remy is just like, look, I'm finna just tell you what's going on, and I'm from New York. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
mm-hmm.
I love her accent. It's everything.
Yeah.
Her
I like
punchlines,
Remy.
her
Remy's
metaphors
alright.
are everything. So Remy is
But I like the
definitely,
rap battle though. I like the rap battle to Remy.
now the Brat is the female twister to me.
Yeah.
Can
Yeah.
nobody rap?
That's right.
You
From the
know,
shy too. You know what I'm saying? Hey,
okay.
killing
Who the way they say these women still coming and going straight from the shy? What?
it. What?
What?
Nightmare.
Y'all see how these what?
Try not to notice the dopest things about. Yes.
Who else
Yes.
doing that? Who's doing that? Nobody.
Nobody.
Baby. Okay. Okay. So
Right.
if there are no calls today, maybe next week you guys can join in on the conversation. Make sure you
That's
guys
right.
share this live on your social media pages so people can, while people are celebrating Pride Month, they can hit
That's
a little
right.
history, you know what I'm saying, and see what's going
Yeah.
on right now with everything we've worked so hard for Pride. You know, if you're an ally, if you're a true ally, and you have a family member, a friend, best friend, whatever, who's in part of the community, and you want to support them, post this on your social media pages, you guys. They
Mm,
will appreciate it. We will appreciate it. The community
yes.
will appreciate it. It's good to know, a lot of times people fear what they don't understand. And this is
All
a way
day.
of understanding where we came from and why it's important that we don't focus on laws about who you love and how you celebrate who you are. And there's the planet is dying. Can we just focus there? Can we just keep it there? Can we focus on building,
Yeah.
stopping violence? Okay, let's focus on violence and crime rising, and pollution is more important. I'm just saying, like, there are bigger things to think about than
Hmm.
passing a law through
Right.
Congress so that we feel unsafe. They're starting a war.
That part.
They're igniting. I'm saying started. It's already started. They're igniting the war. They're pouring gasoline on something that's already ablaze. Trans people are getting killed. No one's talking about that. The protections are being just
Mm,
wiped away. Let's focus on that. We are all human at the end of the day. No one's God. No one can tell us who we are, who to be. As long as we're not messing with you or disrespecting you or stopping your bag or whatever you call it, let love live, please.
I mean that part. That part. I
That's
mean
my
that's
quote
the,
today. Let
the the
love
best thing I've heard in a long time. And I'm gonna close to this. I know we have no over time, but listen, one of the biggest things I heard of all time was from Whoopi Goldberg. She was saying she's on the View. I watched the View, y'all. That's my show,
from
and she
who?
was on the View.
From who?
The View from Whoopi
Oh, from
Goldberg
Whoopi Goldberg.
on
Okay.
The View. She has this saying that she says all the time to anybody. She said, "Listen, if you want me to respect you, I need you to respect me. Your thoughts and your feelings and your views are yours, and I respect that and I value yours. But yet, your views should not take away from mine."
Mm,
So, bottom line
right.
point to the blank. You can have your views, you can have your feelings, you can have your beliefs, but that doesn't make mine even lesser than what yours are, and nor should you govern as such. You're supposed to, you sit in that seat for the people, by the people. That's So that means you were elected by the people to sit in that seat to represent all of your people. So you need to be a little bit more centralist when it comes to the way you govern your laws, sir or ma'am. That's all.
Mm,
Thank you, Miss Coco. Good show.
that's a word.
Sis,
And until then, you guys, love is love. Period.
love wins.
This is a stat production, baby.